right, all right, all right. Tick, 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 tick. We're about to get started. All right, we got IG over here, but I need my Facebook on here as well. We need Facebook on here. People need to understand. Lashina Moore, I'm going to come through on I want to share with everyone because I don't want anyone to hear any rumors from anyone else. So give me a few seconds. I'm going to add my other channels. What's going on, Brit? I am letting everyone know the secret. I know some people may have heard the big news on social media, but sometimes you have to hear it directly from the source. And when I say this is big, it really is big. We're talking about legacy here. We're going to really change some people's lives tonight. So if you all want to stay with me, I'm just getting my channels connected. When it comes to going live, I'm very new to this. But I will say this, I hope everyone out there is having a great day and a great night. I hope you don't have to work right now because it's super late. We don't want anyone who have to work super late. We don't want people, especially women out there working all hours of the night trying to hustle and bustle to get it when there's other ways to get the money. And don't chase the money, trust me, because if you're chasing, that means the money is moving away. And we don't want the money to move away. We want the money to come to you. And we want to show you how easily it can come to you. Let's see. That's all we need, I think. Yeah. All right, we're ready to go. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for all being here tonight. I know some of you may have heard a secret on social media about me ending my long career as a dispatcher. I thank all of you who have been there and supported me and my team, but I just couldn't do it anymore. I'm gonna be honest. Dispatching is easy. All you need is a truck, freight. There you go. You can get paid. But there's a big difference to dispatching that people don't understand. It's the same cycle in logistics. It's the same dirty cycle where dirty people who are putting their hands on your money and even your driver's money. I needed to get out. I was screaming for something else because no matter what I did, what type of system I created, here come your double brokers, here come your roach killers, here come the people who's out there touching your money and your carrier's money. So I teamed up with some powerful people. Dion Coopwood, I've been on this guy ever since I was about 16 in high school. I have had the honor and the pleasure of working with him in credit, even though credit wasn't my thing, maybe a few thousand. But I realized that I was more so, I had my heart and God had me in a different space. Darius Benders, I appreciate this guy because he is the guru for funding. And Smitty, the GOAT, Kenneth Smith. He's the man when it comes to systems. And me being able to partner with all three of them definitely helped me to really walk away from dispatching. And not just to do any other thing, because if I walk away, I'm going to walk away to something that's better. I had to let dispatching go. Real talk. I couldn't just keep bringing dispatching to the table and say, hey, I can show you all to make 10,000. I mean, 10,000 is great, don't get me wrong, but it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you save. And more importantly, it's about the money. I'm sorry, it's more important about the time. Dispatching can take a lot of time or 2 hours of your time. I needed to bring something better to the table for my people. So I'm not dispatching anymore. I've actually became the founder of Global Logistics University. I teamed up with the best of the best in the logistics lane. And when I say I put my head to work, I prayed for this opportunity, and now it is here. We're bringing you a full-blown logistics workforce ecosystem. We're doing everything for you. If you want to get in the logistics industry, this is a school that you want to be in. Why? We take care of your paperwork. We're going to work with you and help you with your branding and even help you create a website. But more importantly, we're going to help you get in that truck. Do you understand how many people get so far into getting into the logistics lane and don't even have the money for the load? Do you know how many people get in this lane and don't even have the money for the deposit, for insurance? It's ridiculous. And the problem is not that that person failed to do their due diligence. They just didn't have the right resources. So it's okay, because we're actually going to bring everything to your table, everything for you. We're going to help you build while you learn. 6 months. 6 months. But it doesn't take 6 months to actually get on that road. The beauty is we're going to take 2 months to teach you the foundation, 2 months to teach you to help you master your lane, and then 2 months with real world experiences. During each phase, you will be working with a website designer. On top of that, we're going to help you with your compliance, so you know about compliance before you touch that truck. And after you get all of this done, the last 2 months, we're going to actually partner you with some of our partners and associates in the credit and funding industry. Why? Because so many people are steady getting in this lane without the capital, but yet they have the knowledge. No, if you had the proper knowledge, you wouldn't fall for that trick. The YouTube, my cousin, let me go ahead and ask some questions. No, we're bringing, and I wrote it down, so just make sure everyone knows. We're bringing dispatching to you, brokerage. If you want to learn about towing, we got that for you. Flatbeds, hot shots, box trucks, dump trucks, dry vans, and power only. Why? Because if you try to go and get one course, but then 2 weeks later decide you want something else, guess what? You're out of your money and you're stuck. So with this option of a full logistics university, you can actually pivot. If you learn that, you know what, box trucks is not really for me, let me drop down to Sprinter vans. We got you covered. I have 8 of the best in this industry that are my instructors. These are not just regular old Joes. These are people who have been in this industry 5 years or more and have scaled their business to either 6 to 7 or even 8 figures. Why? Because the money is there. But the problem is many people are not aware about that. They don't know how to get the money. You can be a driver, but if your broker ghosts you, guess what? You're still just a driver. What we're trying to do is actually create more elite, specialized operators and business owners, because so many people go out there and pay for courses to become a driver or a dispatcher or even a broker, but then they fall short because the person failed to tell them all the details that they actually needed. So that's why I actually had to band together, because me bringing dispatching to you, that's not enough. It's not. I can help you scale your business over 6 figures. That's cool, but that's not legacy building right there. This is actually legacy building, because the skills that you learn here is the skills that you can actually pass down to someone in your family. And on top of that, we're going to make sure that you are well prepped before you get to that truck, because you're actually going to have your hands on millions of dollars of freight. So we cannot put you behind a truck if you're not properly equipped with the right knowledge to even handle that truck. We're going to teach you how to vet your carriers. Why? Because the same way we teach you how to vet a carrier is the same way you need to vet your brokers. If you are in the logistics industry right now, and if you're chasing someone to get your money, come back to class, because that means you skipped a lesson. Because if you do not know how to collect the money, whether you are a dispatcher, a driver, or even an owner operator, that means you need to sit back down and get a lesson. Because the first thing, no matter what lane you go into, the first thing in logistics is know how to get the money. Who pays who? See, people don't understand this. The shipper is the only entity that actually packages the freight. The driver gets paid to transport the freight. The broker gets paid to negotiate the rate on behalf of the shipper for that freight. The dispatcher, we control everything. We control the truck, we control the freight, we control the money. So not me bringing dispatching to you wasn't enough. No, I wanted to make sure that you are secure across the board because I had to get it in the mud. When I tell you I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out the double brokers versus the freight forwarders. When I tell you I was up arguing with brokers saying we're not dropping this freight off, I will have my driver pull over. I even had to threaten some brokers. I'm going to call the police. And I've had to pull certain cars out my arsenal to make sure my driver got paid. But that's not enough, because if we keep spoon feeding the logistics lane a la carte, oh, I'm going to do dump truck, I'm going to do, no, put that all together and bring it to us. It's one thing to have a person go through a course. It's another thing to actually do the paperwork for you. Why? That's a learning curve. And if we shorten that learning curve, guess what we can do? Spend more time learning. So we're not just pushing out truck drivers and people who just want to be dispatchers and brokers. No, we're pushing out elite business owners. Why? Because when you got in this lane, you didn't get in this lane to be another employee of this company. You created your business for legacy. And the only way to have legacy is to have scalability. And the only way you can scale your trucking business is to get your butt out that truck. If you're a dispatcher, get your butt out that seat and have somebody else get in that seat. So with Global Logistics University, I, along with 7 other industry instructors, we're bringing it all to you. Why? Because we've seen everyone fall so short. You spend so much money on these trucks and you don't even have the insurance money. No problem. We're already connected to the credit and people and partners and funding. So we're going to make sure we cover you there. We're going to make sure that when you go for these trucks, that you actually finance it through the section, write this down, section 179. Why? So next year on your taxes, as you continue to pay that note every single year, you're going to actually write that truck off 100%, especially if it's over $24,000. We're not playing here. It's time to stand up and create a new academic structure. This is a performance-based school. We don't care about grades, A, B, C, see yourself out, because it's either you pass or fail. That's it. We are strict on showing up to class. 3 days out the week. Why? Because the other 4 days, I want to say 2 because the weekend is your time, but 3 days out the week, you can learn from myself or 7 other instructors, depending on what lane of trade that you want. Tuesday, we're going to teach. Wednesday, we're going to apply the knowledge that we taught you. Thursday, we're actually going to test you. Why? Because we can't put you out in front of millions of dollars of freight unless we actually know you can handle that. See, when you step out into the battlefield, which is not really the army battlefield, but the everyday life battlefield, these brokers, these shippers are expecting you to come with a system. So having one truck and one dispatcher, you're so old news. That was 5 years ago, post-COVID, I would say. It's like right before Soulja Boy blew up on YouTube. Yeah, all you needed was skills. No, now you need to be marketable. Can you sell yourself? What else do you bring to the table? And that's exactly what they're looking at. You have a truck? Okay, what else is there? Do you know how to manage this truck? Do you know how to keep this truck in circulation? No, you don't. Many people don't even have roadside assistance. How dare you strap yourself in whoever you have in that truck out there without roadside assistance? So this is the reason why GL University was created. So we can actually help people who want to get in this lane actually to be prepared when they go out into this industry. On top of that, we're here to help those who are actually in this lane. If you're not making more than $40,000 a month, sit down. You need to learn your lesson. You need to learn how to scale. So we have 3 different levels: standard, legacy, and elite. We're also assisting with job placement. Thank God. Hallelujah. Let the heavens just open up, because so many people in the logistics lane in this industry, they're suffering because they don't have the capital. They're suffering because they don't have the knowledge. And then they're suffering because they put their money in all of these resources, but the resources don't even give them a job. How dare you? You taught me, but you didn't show me how to go get the money. You taught me, but you didn't add me to your your W-2, your 1099 form. You taught me. That's all you did. You taught. That's it. You didn't help me build my business. You didn't help me with my paperwork. You didn't help me with my website or funnel. You didn't even help me with the automations. How can I say that I can trust you because I paid you to teach me a course? What the hell is a course? It's not a system, is it? It's just your experience on paper. A system lets you know what you should do if this happens, how you can pivot if this happens. A system helps you to be prepared. So thank all of you for being present tonight. Thank all of you who are here watching me, because right now what's most important, and I don't even think, I hope it is, what's most important is for me to get the information out. The cat's out the bag. I am done with dispatching solo, because in the university I'm still going to teach dispatching. We're giving you 3 phases. The foundation, you go through that. You have to. Many people are teaching, but they're teaching their specified lane without teaching the ecosystem of logistics. Because if you don't know how to actually get your money, who taught you? They should sit down. And I hate to say that. I took a $200 course well over 5 years ago and turned that into a 6-figure business. And I promise you, if the opportunity existed where a university like this was created, I would have taken that route, because I spent too many hours making mistakes. I spend so much energy cursing people out saying, you're going to pay us, because you have to think about it as a dispatcher. My money is on that truck too. So if you are a double broker and you're trying to take from my driver, guess what you just did? You touched my money, and that means my kids' money got touched. And that means a bottle or somebody's lunch got touched. And that's personal for me. So I'm saying this to deliver something greater than just dispatching, because that's one entity of logistics. Logistics has several different lanes. It's actually the modern day army, if you really want to look at it. You have the Navy, you have the military, you have the National Guard, but the only difference is your battlefield is not being shot out there. Your battlefield is a little bit more realistic, and that's being on the road with these terrible drivers, being on the road and have to deal with these shippers who actually are trying to take advantage of you by saying, hey, can you touch this freight? And you don't even know you only get paid to transport the freight. Did you pay me for that? No. Put your hands in your pocket. Sit down. People don't know what they don't know. So that's why me and 8 of my instructors, we're banding together to bring you something that has never been done before. Something that you can actually say, whew, I can actually do this. Because logistics is a lot to take in. It's a lot of layers, especially if you want to go for a broker. Oh my gosh. Just the pain of the insurance alone is enough to make your head spin. So with the proper training and the proper funding, you can actually have a more seamless transition. And the beauty about this is we're offering 3 different levels of pricing. Each level is going to give you more accessibility. In that 3rd lane, some of our instructors are actually even opt in. They've opted into to lease out their MC. Why? Because we know when you get in this lane, the clock starts ticking. We know when you get in this lane, your MC that's less than 6 months, it's no good to you. You might as well sit down. Sit down. Because if you're using a new MC, you're not going to get anywhere. So those instructors who are actually given the option to lease out their MC, it puts you in a great position where you can sit down, you can learn, you can get your business built, and by the time you're ready for that truck, guess what? Your MC will have aged. Or by the time you're ready to get into that truck, your instructor may actually hire you to work for them. So we are making sure that we bring everything to you. It's enough to get in this lane and not have the funds, not have the proper guidance, but have all the knowledge, but don't know what to do with it. That sets you back. It actually doesn't propel you for success. So if you are a truck driver who's looking to make more than a certain amount of money, if you're not hitting 8 to 10,000 on a weekly basis and you're in a box truck, oh, you should have this. You need to come back to school. Come back. Because you're missing something. That means somewhere you've lost the ability to scale, to take yourself out of the position. And if you are a driver and you have, let me say about it. If you're an owner and you have a driver and you're still not hitting your numbers, you need to come back and sit down with us, because it's not just me anymore. See, I stopped my solo dispatching career so I can actually help. A school helps drivers and brokers. Yes, this is a school that will help drivers and brokers build a logistics empire. Why? Because we had to fight tooth and nail to build each one of our empires. So it only makes sense that we bring it together, bring it under one umbrella so we can actually deliver it to you. So if you want to change your mind, you can change your mind and not lose out on your money. So if you wanted to go for brokerage and you said, you know what, put me behind the wheel of this truck, I think I could do more. No problem. We have the option for you. We have the instructors that's already ready for you. After you get done with your 2 months of foundation, guess what you're going to do? You're going to go into your lane with your instructor, and your instructor is going to introduce your paperwork to you. Already completed. Your COI, your BOC form, your MC, all of your paperwork will be done for you. You will have to sign off on your documents, but the information that we retrieve from your profile, we're going to complete your paperwork on your behalf. Why? Because it's a learning curve, and sometimes it's so confusing. You don't even know if you have all the papers, all the documents. So what we want to do is keep that hair back in your head. Don't worry. We're going to handle your paperwork for you. And then once you get into that lane of your of understanding your mastery, you have your paperwork. We're going to go over it. And then after 20 or 30 minutes, now it's to that trade, whether it's dispatching, brokerage, towing, flatbeds, hot shots, dump trucks, box trucks, power only, drive-ins. We got you covered. And these are people who have either been in this lane for minimum 5 to 6 years and who have made over 6 or 7 figures. Why? You cannot step up to us and say you are an expert in this lane without the credentials. So trust and believe. I've already vetted these people. I found the best of the best. So I thank my mentors, because sometimes you just have to be in a room, and being in that millionaire mentor weekend, I was able to collaborate with the best of in the logistics lane. We're bringing the enchilada to you, hands down. If you are new, no more being confused by taking one course, no problem. We'll give you a full-blown curriculum with ebooks, with each level you're going to test out. We're going to provide the test, and don't worry about that. The biggest thing that you have to worry about is showing up. 3 days out the week, 8 p.m., we already opened up the sign-up sheet. Limited seats are available. I have a $5 million bounty on my head to make sure that this goes through and goes successful. So trust and believe, I've already strategically structured this plan to work for you so you can win. So when you get in the logistics lane, there's no more confusion. There's no more, oh my goodness, I don't know how to get paid. Because once you come past us, you are now an elite specialized carrier. You are now an elite specialized business owner. You know how to go get your money. You actually have been set up properly, not just by me, but my instructors too. So if you are interested, go to gluniversity.net. Take a look at and sign up. We are going to roll this out at the end of the month. Trust me, those seats are going to fill up very fast, because there are so many people right now that's trying to get in this lane, because just the last 2 weeks of March, FMCSA and the logistics industry, they actually fired over 200,000 drivers. Wow. I can't believe it. I really can't, because so many people lost income. So many people are going to have to start over. So many people, excuse me, don't know where or how they're going to start over. But you better believe they're going to start somewhere. But that means we have this huge space in the logistics lane for the right people to come in and learn the right way. Over 10,000 CDL schools were shut down because they were just passing them out. Oh, here's a secret for you people who are in the box truck lane. Big secret. If you don't have a CDL, you better go get one. They just changed the rules this week, and many people are not aware. A lot of companies were just shut down. Why? Because the weight of that truck is now not conducive to just your driver's license. So get in. I'm laughing. Thank you all for joining. Wherever you are, I would love to know where you're joining in. Put your location. If it's a city, put that down. If it's a different country, put that down. I would love to know where you're showing up at. But in the box lane, you're going to need a CDLs. So for all of you box truck drivers out there who are still driving with your driver's license, trust and believe, your business is about to be shut down. Because if you don't have that CDL, that's it for you. They just wrote it out this week. I want to be one of the first, because I'm sure so many other people, if they didn't check their email, they're going to see it soon. If you get to a weigh station, you don't have a CDL, that's it. You can't even drive your truck back home. So it's becoming that fierce in this industry, in this lane, to get your stuff in order. And you just can't show up with a truck anymore saying, let me lease on your MC. Stop it. That's kind of like showing up to a party saying, I want to go to a party, but I don't have an outfit. Can I borrow yours? Then you should sit down if you don't have everything that you need. So again, for those of you who are interested in the logistics lane, I'm not bashing courses. All I'm saying is it's not enough. It's not. We're going to bring you the entire enchilada, and that's going to be teaching you, helping you build your brand, because that part right there, brand reputation, is very important for any company, for any business. On top of that, we're going to help you with the funding for your business. We are already partnered up with the top credit and funding companies that are already prepared to help you get in this truck. So many of you guys are using your own money to get in these trucks, but then guess what? Your money only goes so far. You don't have enough for the insurance. You don't have enough for all of your paperwork. You don't even have enough capital for the fuel to fuel your first load. That first load is not going to get you to your paycheck. You're going to need more than enough funds to take on at least five loads within 1 week, depending on if it's just one driver. Because if it's two people in that truck, you can do more in that truck. The truck should be running. If it's two people in the truck, especially in the box truck, you should be making 10 to 12. If you're in a drive-in, you should be making 12 to 15. I would say 12, between 12 and 15. I've done the numbers because I know how to handle partials. I know how to put team members in the truck to hit these numbers. So I'm not pulling numbers out of my butt. I'm pulling them from experience. GL University is going to be the first of its kind, but the biggest takeaway is this. We actually have the system where, just like Harvard is stuck in one location, but it's such a legacy school, that's cool. We're going to have more than one location. We're going to start digitally, virtually, online. Great. But when we grow to brick and mortar, we're going to place more than one logistics university around the world. Why? Because everyone, everywhere is trying to get in this lane. The problem is they don't have the right knowledge. They are not being guided. And on top of that, they don't have the money, or they don't know how to gain access to the money. So if you're interested, go to the website, sign up. The seats for the first batch of students are very limited. The next batch, we're going to open up more seats. But for the first batch, we want to make sure that we not only deliver, but we really succeed. So we're very particular on who we take. gluniversity.net. Go ahead and sign up today. You can select between one of 8 lanes. Dispatching, brokerage, we will teach you that. Towing, flatbeds, hot shots, box trucks, dump trucks, dry vans, and power only. I am not the teacher of all of those. I will be the teacher of dispatching, but I am the founder of the school. I prayed on this years ago, and I'm glad that I'm now in a position that I can actually see this, I want to say, be manifested from God, because it's not me doing it. I prayed on it. God sent me the people, and these are the right people to actually bring you this knowledge. These instructors have made over 6 to 7 to even 8 figures in these lanes. So trust me, you will be taught by the right people. To my fans, to my people who are overseas, I understand that it was not easy when this president is trying to shut you guys out. You can learn from me, but there are rules and regulations that I, even as a founder, will have to abide in. So no matter what and where you get your learning from, get the learning. Do right by it. Show them. Just because you are international doesn't mean you are a double broker. Despite my experience with all double brokers have been international. I hate to say that. But you too have a story to prove. Someone can say, "Oh, you're Middle Eastern. You're going to do this." Don't profile me, because blacks have been profiled, Asians have been profiled, everyone in this world except for, unfortunately, my privileged brothers and sisters have not been profiled. But anyone of color, we've all been profiled. Do right. Show them. Show them that just because those you have some bad apples in your culture, that doesn't mean you're the bad apple. Show them, hey, I may be international, I may be Middle Eastern, but I still can handle a job. If you prove them right, then guess what they're going to do? They have no choice but to open it up for you, because there is a huge demand, not just for dispatchers, but for brokers too. That's why we're bringing you the full logistics university, because there's a demand for everything across the board. A huge demand in box trucks and hot shots. But the problem is, a lot of people, they get only one course and then they get confused. And the problem with that is that confusion doesn't turn into dollar bills. It turns into more confusion until they get to a point where they meet someone like me and say, "I don't believe you can help me." Please sit down, because the other 50 people thought I couldn't help them as well. But yet my husband and I, we rolled up our sleeves and we actually got to work, and we produced the numbers by staying in our lane, having a strategic system. Because if you don't have a system nowadays, you're shot. There's no way you're getting in the logistics lane. I just saw a post earlier. A guy said, "Hey, I just brought a truck. I need to rent an MC and to hop on somebody's insurance." You need to sit down. You need to go get funding. Because if you don't have everything that you need, then that means you're borrowing against the house. And guess what? When the money starts to roll in, you're going to be upset, because that money will only cover your household, maybe, but more importantly, it will cover your business. It's not set to cover the additional expense for hopping on someone else's leases. That's why in our elite package, some of our instructors are saying, "Yes, I will open up my MC for leasing to some of my students, not just to any Joe Blow, because that is a liability." So let's not take it as it's like a lightly thing. "Hey, can I wear your shirt?" No, wearing your MC is like wearing your social security number for your business. And that is something you want to make sure you protect, because no one, and I mean no one, is going to do right by your business but you. So it's very important to make sure that you don't just allow anyone to lease under your MC, but the ones you do, you got to make sure you watch them. And also, it's very important to know about how to vet your carriers. I was so surprised to understand that if you hire a driver as a 1099 earner, not a W-2, but if you hire a driver as a 1099 earner, and if they hit something, they can sue you. No matter what, you will automatically lose. No matter what. No matter what. I thought your insurance can cover that. No. Because they're a 1099 and they're driving your truck, you automatically lose. If they're a W-2 employee driving your truck, you win, because your insurance covers them. If they're a 1099 earner and they have their own insurance, they're covered. But watch out, because a lot of you, if not all of you, have 1099 drivers on your payroll, and they can just easily sue you. And no matter what they sue you for, you're going to lose. So it's important to make sure you get all the knowledge, because that knowledge will actually save you. That's why I had to band together with 8 of the best in this lane, because if we create one full logistics university, guess what's going to happen? When people get out of high school, they're not going to go to college. Who cares about that? To do some work that the jobs are not even going to exist for? That's academic structure that is, I want to say, it's kind of like structure off of old history, old systems. We're talking about a life skill set university that's performance-based. Did you do it? Great, you passed. If you didn't, go sit back down and let's learn it again until we get it right. Logistics, you can learn logistics in about 60 days, but it takes you about 6 months to get the full gist of the information. And that's information alone. That's not even including the real world experiences. So please do yourself a favor. Sign up today. gluniversity.net. Why? Because the seats are limited. And we know that we're bringing everything to you. We know we're covering everything across the board on purpose. So all you have to do is focus on being great and delivering, because no one wants to get into logistics and have to figure out how they get paid, how to figure out how they can find a job, and even how to figure out how to take myself from being an employee and actually being an operator of my business. My name is Dispatch Cat. It's been a pleasure speaking with all of you. I look forward to being a part of the Unbreakable team that actually gets to teach all of you, because so many people are losing in logistics, and there's so much money in logistics. It's not just about the money. Let me be honest. It's so much freedom in logistics. You can get done with your day in 2 hours if you're a dispatcher or a broker. You can get done with your load within a few hours if you're a truck driver, if you have the proper systems and if you have the right resources. So don't worry. We're bringing together all of our brokers, putting them together in a list, all of our shippers as a list. We are giving you your ebooks so you have your manuals. We're also going to make sure that for those drivers who want to be a part of the schooling, but you're a driver, so you really can't be in class at 8 p.m. every day. It's 3 days out the week. We're creating a self-paced course, because now you can learn while you drive. And in the future, it's going to become an app. So it's even easier. So many people are putting their bodies out there, and people don't know, if you're not in that truck, it is a wear and tear on your body. It really is. Everything in our household comes from a truck. Logistics is the backbone of America. Everything in our household came off of a truck. So imagine if you are in this industry, in this multi-billion-dollar industry, and you got the proper education, and you actually was structured correctly. And more importantly, your truck was already financed where it's not really hurting your pockets. So now that overhead shrinks from $4,000 to almost $2,500. That includes your business and your household. You want to know how I do it? Come on, join the class. Not the class, the university, because my class is dispatching. I teach the numbers. We go over the numbers, because if you get in this industry, it's not enough to just cover that truck. You're going to be an employee of that truck. You have to cover the truck and your household. We have a financial profit calculator to help you, to show you how much you should be taking per mile, to show you how much you should be taking per rate. Because per load, I'm the type of person, look, if we got space on that truck, we're putting more on that truck. I had one carrier who purchased all the colors of the little locks that they tried to put on the back of the truck, because he wasn't going. I'm a queen of partials. If my truck has space on it, we're going to keep that truck rolling and packed. Why? Because my driver needs to eat. The problem is, a lot of the brokers are taking most of the cut. The customers are paying $5 to $8 a mile. Hear me again. The customer that the shipper is negotiating with, they're paying $5 to $8 a mile, because they have to factor in detention, layover. They have to factor in all of these additional fees.